well today. So I am here to do possibly everybody's favorite video on my channel, but it's the upcoming and newly released coloring books. So the other night I couldn't sleep, so I just went on Amazon as one does, and I was kind of looking at the new releases, and I started opening tab after tab because I wanted to keep track of the books. And then the amount of tabs on my phone was like giving me anxiety, so I figured I would hop on and do this video. There's a fair mix of the upcoming releases and newly released. The way I organized it, we will first talk about the things that are upcoming, except for the first book, just because I'm excited about that one, but besides the point. And then also, I think I'll do a part 2 to this video, where I'm going to talk solely about upcoming and newly released holiday books, like Christmas, New Year, those kind of things, just because there's so many being released right now, and I felt like they deserve their own video. But anyways, while chatting to you today, I'm going to color in this book that I bought at my grocery store. It was like one of those things in the checkout line, and I snagged it up. Winnie the Pooh is my favorite character. You know, Winnie and the gang, love them. And I've only done one picture in here, which is just not enough. The pictures are actually super simple, and they have really thick line work. And they're single-sided, so technically you could use markers in here. It's also quite a nice paper. I've done one picture in here so far, this one, and it's not my favorite. I was working with a layering marker and then pencil on top, which is something that I don't typically do. I think this was my second try ever. But I decided I'm just gonna use pencils this time, and I already picked out a picture. Let me find it. It is this one. I just thought it was so precious. It's just Piglet picking flowers. And yeah, I already swatched out some pencils. I'm going to start on his ears. I professionally swatched them on a receipt. But yeah, let's hop and trot on in. So the first book I'm going to talk about is actually released. I know I was saying that first I'm going to talk about the things that are still upcoming, but this one I was just really excited about. And it is the Kaleidomorphia, excuse my pronunciation, by Kirby Rosanes, and it's kind of the volume 2 to his Colormorphia, which is the only Kirby book that I own. I bought it this summer. I did a whole video about, coloring books that intimidate me, and Kirby was definitely in there just because his work is so detailed and so amazing. Absolutely nothing against him as an artist or his work. I think it's wonderful. But actually, I saw this book at a bookstore. Gosh, when was I at the bookstore? On Wednesday. I went with my friend to this really big bookstore in Berlin, and they have some coloring books there, and they had one of these, literally one. And I almost bought it. I had it in my hand. I was so close. But as I said, I have Colormorphia, and I've only done one picture out of there. So I just couldn't justify to myself, which frankly I can usually justify any purchase, to get this one as well. But anyways, it's a collection of works from some of his prior books, and I'm assuming there's no repeats with Colormorphia, because that would be just kind of silly, because Colormorphia was also a collection of a bunch of his works. This book was released in October 26th, so it's still pretty new, and it is $10.78 on Amazon right now, on US Amazon. And as of when I'm filming this, which is November 5th, there's also some sort of coupon going on. It looks like if you spend $20, you get 5 off. So if you've been thinking about getting this book, maybe now's a good time, because assuming you get a second book and you get up to the $20 mark, you could save $5. So why not? But yeah, I think everybody's familiar with his work. It's really, really cool. These books also come with a collection of completed pages in the beginning, so you can see some of the artwork other colorists have done. And it's always stunning, right? No surprise. But yeah, October 26th, and it is $10.78. So now that we got that one done, also, per usual, I do link everything down below, like all the books that I talk about. So if you wanted to check them out, just look down below. The links are always there. So now we're moving on to the books that will actually be released in the future. Is a book by Denise Klett. I think that's how you say her name. And it's called Zen Doodle Coloring Presents Birds in the Forest, an artist's coloring book. And she has a collection of these kind of books. I think there's like mermaids in something. There's also fairies. Is it fairies in Dreamland? I could be making that up. I don't have any of those books. I do have the fairy one on my wish list though, because they're very whimsical and they're just beautiful. And I was really excited to see this one. Obviously, you know, it's about birds. So if you're not a bird person, maybe that is not the book for you. But just based on the cover, the birds look very like cartoony, and very cute and, you know, not intimidating. But this book will come out on August 9th, 2022. So they definitely announced it way in advance. I think this is the latest release I'll be talking about today. And the pre-order price is $17.99, which is, I don't know, it's kind of pricey. I think these books have nicer paper. They're definitely not like standard Amazon printed paper, but still, I don't know, $17.99 seems a little hefty. But, you know, if the book is great and you love it, $17.99 is not bad. I think my most expensive book, now that I'm thinking about, is probably my Vitro book, the Disney Vitro book. Can't remember how much that was, but just, I know that was my priciest one, and to be honest, I don't regret it a bit, just because I love that book. So, also, I guess I should mention I'm using Brute Funner pencils in this book right now. And let's move on along to another book that's getting released in the future, and it's February 1st, 2022, so it's not that far away, and it's called The Floral Wonderland, a blooming coloring retreat. And in parentheses, it says Coloring Wonderland, and this is a series apparently, and it is book 3. I have never seen any of the other ones, or maybe I have and I just somehow, you know, just was not aware of what I was looking at. But the pre-order price is $16.99, and it says artist and best-selling author Rachel Reinert, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, creates a sumptuous collection of gorgeous blooms and bouquets to color. And you can see a handful of previews on Amazon, and it does truly look amazing. It's not just like a random flower in the middle of the page. There are bouquets. There's also a preview of this really beautiful woman, and she has a floral crown on. So it's definitely different types of drawings, and they just look really, really pretty. The colors, the cover is also stunning. And yeah, if you check out Amazon, you can see a handful of the previews. Yeah, I mean, this book just gave me, kind of put a smile on my face, just because it's just simply beautiful. I don't know, something about flowers. I'm a sucker for flowers, you know, as I'm coloring a page with flowers on it. But yeah, and especially if you liked the other books, the other previous 2, I guess, then this is probably a good one to check out. Or if you don't want to wait for the 3rd one to come out, maybe you can try and locate the first ones, and then you don't have to wait for the new one to come out. But yeah, February 1st, which I guess is not that far away. And pre-order price is $16.99. Also, I'm not doing a very good job at staying in the lines. Whoopsie daisies. Moving on to the next book. And this one truly intrigued me. It's coming out December 7th, 2021, so super soon. And it's by Stephanie Law, and it's called Secret Worlds, a magical color and search journey. I mean, that cover, oh my goodness, it's stunning. And the pre-order price is $14.95. Sorry, I forgot I'm supposed to be coloring. I just thought the cover of this book is just amazing. And it says, this collection of coloring pages celebrates the dreamlike art of Stephanie Law, with 30 plus projects featuring intricate worlds of wonder and the beauty of nature, including dozens of hidden images within those artworks. So I think the hidden objects are kind of, gosh, what are those books? Like Fabiana Tanazio makes them. I think Kirby might have too. What are they called? Not Wondermorphia. Gosh, why am I blanking on it? It's the ones with the hidden objects in them. And now it's gonna bother me. Anyways, I'm sure everybody knows exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't, that's fine. Clearly, I don't even know what I'm talking about. But if you look at the artwork, it's definitely different compared to those books. It's a little bit more, I don't want to say sketchy, but the line work is much thinner. It's still very busy pages, like very detailed, but it is very whimsical. And I have to say, this book truly intrigues me, and I'm curious to see what other things this artist has published before. So I'm actually going to leave this one up on my laptop so I can kind of, do a little bit of digging on the artist and see what I can find out. But yeah, this says an original twist on hidden pictures for all ages. Lovely. And again, this will be out December 7th. So if you are looking for a gift to give yourself for the holidays, as I'm sure most of us are, this might be a good one. Speaking of getting yourself gifts, sorry, a little tangent, my advent calendar arrived today and I'm so excited. I got one off of Amazon and it's Friends themed, like the show. It's so cool. It has 25, obviously, like either like the little knickknacks, like a bookmark or a magnet, or like little activity books and stuff like that. And it looks beautiful. It's an official calendar, so it's not somebody ripping off the show. And yeah, just wanted to, I don't know why, tell you about that. I'm just really excited about my new advent calendar. But moving on to another book that's coming out later. Well, it's actually coming out next year. It's coming out on February 1st, 2022, and it is called Harry Potter Magical Art Coloring Book, and it's by Scholastic. If you remember, we used to have those like book fairs in elementary school. I don't know if the schools still do that. I was in elementary school, gosh, early 2000s. So, and we used to have them, and I hope they still have them because I used to love them. So Scholastic does a lot of books, coloring books, activity books, and stuff for children, but just because it's made for kids does not necessarily mean that we can't color in them. And I mean, also the holidays are coming up, right? So if you're looking for maybe a coloring gift for a child in your life, or yourself, this might be a cool one. I don't know. I'm also a huge Harry Potter fan, so I guess I'm a little impartial because this combines my love for Harry Potter as well as the nostalgia of those Scholastic book fairs, which were amazing. I actually used to help set them up in my elementary school because I used to volunteer at the library there. I didn't want to go out to recess, again, a tangent. I was that kid that didn't want to go outside because also we lived in like northern New Hampshire. It's freaking cold in the winter, and I was just not about that. So I would stay in and I would help the librarian with whatever she needed, which included setting up the Scholastic book fairs. Again, I don't know why I'm telling you this, but it says color in over 50 magical, fantastic Harry Potter characters and patterns in this gorgeous new coloring book. So I guess they're gonna have like pattern pages. It says grab your favorite color pencils and crayons. Oh my, this magical Harry Potter coloring book is not to be missed. It features gorgeous eye-catching moments from throughout the films in all new art style. It definitely looks chibi-like. So if you like Harry Potter and chibi, perhaps this is it. Color in fantastical scenes from the magnificent Yule Ball. Decorate Luna Lovegood's most iconic outfits and doodle all over Hogwarts Castle in this absolutely stunning official coloring book. Also, I guess I should say it tells you the grade level is 1 to 3. So definitely aimed at children, but that's fine. I am coloring a piglet right now in a book that I bought at the grocery store. So, you know, do whatever makes you happy, buy whatever makes you happy. So there's a new Harry Potter book, either for you or for any kiddos in your life. And I think that might be the last like upcoming book. It is. So now we move on to the 5 books, I think it is, of that already been released. And the first one is a mandala book. And this is one that I've also added to my wish list because I just think it's stunning. And it's called Mandalas with Beautiful Borders. And there are 40 hand-drawn mandala designs in this book. And it is $5.99, love that price, and it was released on October 18th this year. And if you go onto Amazon, you can't see previews in like the posting itself, but if you scroll down to the reviews, there are a couple people that got the book and they have posted pictures themselves, so you can check out like the preview of the pages. And I have to say, I was very pleasantly surprised by what I saw. I think the pictures are very, very pretty. And I love the borders. So my question though would be like, do you also color in the background? I don't know why, but I feel like that would kind of like not bother me, but like I would be concerned about it. But that also could just be me being a weirdo about it. I don't know, but this book is really, really pretty. It has some beautiful mandalas and the backgrounds, of course. There are also some mandalas with like a quote in the middle. So if that's something that you've been looking for or that you enjoy coloring, I think this would be a cool one to check out. And again, for $5.99, I think that's a good deal. Yeah. I've added it to my wish list, so I mean my wish list is excessive, but maybe one day I'll snag this up. But I am trying to finish my my Camellia Angelkova mandala books right now. Just yeah, but yeah, it's really, really beautiful. I would highly recommend checking this one out, and also again for $5.99. Tis a good bargain. I don't know how I feel about this color combination right now on Piglet. I'm not loving it. I don't know. I feel like this pink is ruining the shading that I had going. I'll have to go back in. Try to shade up Piglet a bit. I don't know if that made it better. But moving on to the next book. And it is called Natura, I think is how you would say it. Natura, we'll go with that. Color by Number Circulism. And it's the Superior Paper Edition, or at least that's the one that I'm looking at. And it's by A.J. Quinnell. And it's published by Eclipse, which is a company that I've definitely seen around. And this book was released October 14th of this year, and it's currently listed at $10.99. So I think most people are familiar with these books because, again, Eclipse has been around for some time and they've been releasing these kinds of books. But they're really, really beautiful designs, and everything is in circles. Like, you know, there's the pixel books. This is just circle books. And it's color by number. So super duper easy and super duper relaxing. And it said there are 20 pages of animals. And it says we've had some great feedback from the Animo book. I think that's how you say it. So we hope you like this one too. As with our Animo book, some pages have some smaller circles. So the numbers are up to 18% smaller than average numbers. Okay. So some may need a magnifying glass. Okay, so maybe that's something to keep like in the back of your mind if you're somebody with is it nearsightedness when you can't see up close very well? I can't remember. But if you're somebody that struggles to see small numbers, maybe this is not the book for you, unfortunately, unless you have a handy dandy magnifying glass. But yeah, I mean, these books are super relaxing. The pictures are always beautiful. And it's a tried and true company, so you know you're supporting a legitimate business and not somebody copying artwork, which is a whole discussion I went in my last video I did like this. But it's actually really interesting to see the feedback that I got regarding that topic. I think absolutely everybody's fed up with the fact that there's so many ripped off books out there. And one of the viewers even commented that she has returned a handful of books to Amazon because all of them were just straight up copies of other ones, which, as I mentioned then, I think is absolutely disgusting. But yeah, let's move on. So then I think the rest of the books, which is 3 books, are actually new releases by Coco Wyo. Coco Wyo is a printing company, it's not an artist, but they have been super busy. They've been releasing a handful of books, really cool ones. I would highly recommend you follow them on Instagram if you have an Instagram, because you can see the new things that they're releasing and kind of just stay up to date on everything that they're doing, which is a lot. But the first book is called Nightmare, and frankly, if I colored in this book, that's exactly what I would be having, a handful of nightmares. But this book is definitely not for the faint of heart, as you can see by the previews on the back. And I know Halloween is over, but there's definitely a lot of creepy, spooky book lovers out there. But this book was released on October 19th. It's currently $6.99, and it's called The Nightmare Coloring Book, horror coloring book for adults featuring monsters, evil, dark fantasy for relaxation. I don't know if you can say like evil, demons, dark fantasy, and then just kind of drop in for relaxation in there. I don't know. But anyways, it's scary. There are 40 illustrations, and it says, with all sorts of scary demonic figures, you'll be met face to face with zombies, carnivorous plants, gruesome demons, and a ton of other gross and horribly fantastic creatures. That sounds terrifying. But I mean, it's still cool. The cover is really, really interesting. And I mean, I have to give it to them. The artwork is really neat. It's just something that I would personally never color because I'm such a scaredy cat. But if you are into demonic coloring for relaxation, I definitely know a lot of people that are. Maybe check this one out because also the price is quite nice, $6.99. And Coco Wyo is another company that it's safe to purchase from. They're a legitimate company and they do great work. Moving on to the next one. I think Piglet looks pretty good. Well, that part. But I think I'm going to pause for a second because I want to pick out the color for his legs and just like his face and his hands. And then I'll be back with the last 2 books. Alrighty, I picked out my pencils and I'm back. Also, I love this lineup of colors I have going. Just all various shades of pink. The next book is also, again, a Coco Wyo release. It's called Botanical, and it says a coloring book for adults with beautiful flowers and floral designs. It was released on October 19th of this year, and it's $6.99. I think these books are cool because there's a combination of like black and white backgrounds. There are 40 images, 40 illustrations in here, and it's described as, it's time to appreciate the beauty of nature. Totally agree. If I'm not mistaken, and please do correct me if I'm wrong, I've only had one Coco Wyo book, but it was printed on Amazon paper, so I'm assuming this one is 2. But it just looks really cool, and I have to say they've really stepped it up with their covers. Their covers lately on their books have been absolutely amazing. Like that horror one that I was just talking about, just stunning, and this one also beautiful. But yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. If you like flowers and you wanted a good like book to try out your skills with different types of flowers and shading and stuff, this might be a good one because you get 40 images or 40 illustrations for $6.99, which is a good deal. So you don't have to worry about, you know, either messing up a page or deciding that you don't like it or whatever it is. So yeah, October 19th, so quite new, less than a month old, still a baby, and $6.99. And then the last book also is Coco Wayo, as promised, and it's actually volume 2 of their mushroom book. I don't own the mushroom book, but I've heard really good feedback from it because it's not just mushroom, there's also like other plants in the pictures. It's also a combination of the black and white backgrounds, which with the black backgrounds, you know, if you're using colors like red, maybe, you know, to do the quote unquote like classic red cap mushroom, it just really makes the colors pop. And there are 40 illustrations, which I think is a standard for them. It was released on October 20th. So October 19th and 20th, I guess we're busy for them. And this one is also $6.99. And yeah, I mean, if you liked the first volume or you were curious about the first volume, but something seemed a little off, maybe check this one out. Maybe volume 2 is one that you prefer. But I mean, I'm not really into mushrooms. I just know some people really enjoy coloring mushrooms. I'm impartial, so I don't know if I'll be rushing out to get this one, but I still have to give them credit. It is really beautiful. And for the speed at which they release books and also the amazing price that they release books at, you know, kind of have to give them full credit. I think Coco Wayo has been, at least to me, like a standout company this year because they've been releasing so much stuff and most of their books have been really well received. And I think I learned about them this year. I could be making that up, but I think I learned about them this year. But yeah, that is actually the 10 books that are either A, being released, or B, were released end of October. I think there was none. I don't think any of the books were released in November, but maybe my memory is just failing me. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I am liking how Piglet is coming out. I'll obviously continue working on him. But if you like these types of videos, I have a whole playlist of them. I release usually multiple of these types of videos a month because people love to see them. I love to make them. You know, who needs savings? You can just buy coloring books. Just, yeah. I'm just kidding, but I buy a lot of coloring books. But yeah, as promised, I will also do a Christmas one or again a holiday one soon, so everybody can see what goodies are coming out for the holidays. And I will see everybody in the next video. Bye!